It is my distinct honor and privilege to be able to present TTRA's Lifetime Achievement Award at this year's Marketing Outlook Forum. The Lifetime Achievement Award is the highest honor given by the Travel and Tourism Research Association. This award is presented to the individual or organization that has made a highly significant contribution to TTRA, as well as to the travel and tourism industry. The award is based on significant long-term contributions to the industry and/or TTRA, including but not limited to outstanding service, record of publication, and professional activity. While this is the first time this award has been presented at Marketing Outlook Forum, this person will be listed as only the 20th recipient of TTRA's 46-year history, so these award winners are definitely in unique company. We've assembled a slideshow for this, and we have tried to keep it under wraps so that it would come as a surprise to the recipient, and I certainly hope that the recipient is here. But should become apparent after the first slide, which offers a fairly conclusive clue, and that I'll begin in just a minute. This individual has exemplified service, commitment, dedication in countless ways, not just to TTRA, but also to the travel and tourism industry. Just a second here. Lost my place. I've been looking for the clicker. Okay, there's a little clue there. The individual has volunteered unselfishly for numerous roles, time and time again, even after their prior volunteer obligations were met. This individual has traveled extensively for their volunteer roles with TTRA, and this individual has provided service to TTRA for over 15 years. And the clue, which you've already seen, Sheila Flanagan, the 20th recipient of TTRA's Lifetime Achievement Award, is the owner of these darling creatures. Sheila is head of academic policy and planning at Dublin Institute of Technology, DIT, which is one of the largest higher education institutions in Ireland with 20,000 students. Before taking leadership roles at DIT, Sheila's life in academia included Program Director of Master of Business Studies in Travel and Tourism at Smurfit Graduate Business School, Head of Tourism Department and Head of School of Hospitality Management at DIT. And for some background on Sheila that many may not know, Sheila is a native of Dublin, an only child, attended the St. Louis Convent Rathmines. She has a BA in Geography and Economics and a PhD in Applied Climatology, both from the University College in Dublin. Sheila has been a resident of Skerries for the last 15 years. A little hostility up front. Skerries is a beautiful coastal community 25 miles north of Dublin City, a fishing village voted one of the best places to live in Ireland. Her favorite harborside pub is Joe Mary's, and she frequently can be found enjoying seafood meal in her favorite Stoop restaurant, recently voted best gastropub and #1 in TripAdvisor. She's an avid cat lover with 2 cats, Holly and Claude. Her favorite escape hideaway is in the hills above Malaga, Spain. Sheila's involvement with TTRA began with the European chapter, where she has been a member since 1996. And she's had several terms of office over the past 20 years as a board member. She served as chair of European Conference in Dublin in 1998, which was only the second conference after the inaugural conference in Lillehammer. She served as president of the European chapter from 2003 to 2007, organizer of the European chapter conference in Glasgow in 2004, chair of the European chapter conference in Dublin in 2013, and is currently the honorary treasurer. Sheila first attended a TTRA International Conference in Burbank in June of 2000. She was program chair of the 37th International Conference in Dublin in 2006, which was TTRA's first conference outside of North America. First elected to the TTRA International Board in 2008, chair of the 42nd International Conference in Toronto, Canada in 2011, president and chair of TTRA in 2011 through 13, received TTRA President's Award for Outstanding Contribution to TTRA in June of 2013, chair of the 45th International Conference in Bruges, Belgium in June of 2014, and chair of the Marketing Outlook Forum 2012 to present. During her term as president and chair at chapter and international levels, Sheila has been dedicated to her drive in promoting best practice in research, facilitating greater cooperation between academics and practitioners, and positioning TTRA as the leading professional organization in the field of travel and tourism research worldwide. A key priority throughout her TTRA career has been ensuring that the organization is truly international. She's thrown herself wholeheartedly into broadening the reach of TTRA beyond its homeland shores of North America. Under her leadership as TTRA president, she spearheaded the expansion of the organization with the launch of the Asia-Pacific chapter. The practical demonstration of this commitment is evident from the responsibility she has undertaken to organize and to ensure the success of TTRA events staged in Europe and further afield. She has been a guiding hand of both international and regional conferences staged outside of North America. As chairman, she was instrumental in the transformational decision to acquire the Marketing Outlook Forum from the USTA and has been the driver of its rebranding and resurgence into the now very successful annual event. The strategic direction which she has not only enhanced TTRA's profile and professional positioning, but also has provided financial sustainability for the organization, which had been under threat. In her professional life and in her various roles with TTRA, she has also been an ardent promoter of innovation and linking academia with industry. She was responsible for the launch of the first postgraduate program in tourism in Ireland, MBS, in travel and tourism management, together with the role of a corporate partners program. The latter innovation facilitated the creation of linkages between academic research and industry practice, which has proven to be strategically important for many businesses and destinations in the tourism and hospitality sectors. Sheila has demonstrated strategic leadership, has proven to be an innovator, and has acted as a global ambassador of TTRA, all of which have strengthened the organization and enhanced its reputation, as well as ensuring its membership and financial sustainability. It's been estimated that Sheila has made upwards of 35 transatlantic trips over the past 11 years to participate in TTRA meetings, conferences, and projects. Conservatively, she has flown over 250,000 miles to participate in TTRA activities. She's given up weekends and personal leisure time in the interests of TTRA. I can't imagine the number of international phone conferences Sheila has participated in, which, due to spanning time zones, are often at inconvenient times and outside of normal workdays for her. And in some cases, including recently, I'll participate on a phone conference with her, and it won't be her first one of the day, an international conference regarding TTRA. So as we get through the slides here, I'll advance this a little quicker. Now, it seems that no hard-earned accomplishment necessarily comes without some controversy these days, unfortunately. And in the interest of full disclosure, I must admit that the awards committee had some concern about information that was brought forward in the 11th hour by sources at WikiLeaks, which it would seem portrays a side to Sheila that many of us were unaware of. First, a disclaimer, I must point out that TTRA has not been able to independently verify the authenticity of these pictures. After viewing the first leaked picture, some felt that this was evidence that Sheila may have been attempting to blatantly and inappropriately influence the American presidential election from afar. I'll let you be the judge. Now, others felt, however, and I count myself among them, that Sheila, being the consummate diplomat, is helping to unify the severely divided American political landscape. And I believe that Sheila is uniquely qualified and capable of accomplishing this gargantuan unification feat, even from the distant shores of Ireland. Now, the second leaked picture is perhaps a bit more troubling and seems to indicate a potential fascination with reckless and destructive behavior. Now, I don't know how many of you have seen this movie, but it has a somewhat disturbing plot and a very dark ending. Based on the movie, as I'm told, Thelma and Louise walk away from their normal lives and engage in a sort of renegade lifestyle, which includes some acts that get them into serious trouble with the authorities. When cornered as fugitives at the Grand Canyon, they realize that they can't return to their normal lives and would have to spend the rest of their lives in jail if caught. So the movie comes to a dark and sudden conclusion when Thelma and Louise, rather than surrender, choose this: drive off a cliff. Now, based on Sheila's significant accomplishments as outlined here, I'm confident that she's deserving of an alternative and far better fate. And my hope is that if she were to find herself in a very difficult spot and needed help to transport her safely home to her next destination, that she might look to a different and more popular movie for the answer and reconsider the power of ruby red slippers. Just tap your heels together 3 times and you'll get to your destination. Certainly beats driving off a cliff, and after all, there's no place like home. All fantasies aside, as past president of TTRA, I understand firsthand that it's people like Sheila who make our efforts in TTRA's mission possible. Sheila is and always has been a dedicated and trustworthy servant with high energy, high involvement, and highly valued contributions. Sheila's commitment to service, as well as her leadership, vision, teamwork, dedication, diplomacy, professionalism, unselfishness, and grace are just a few of the wonderful qualities she possesses, and that inspire and encourage others to not just be their best, but to give their best. These are highly sought-after traits in any organization and are particularly valuable in a largely volunteer-driven organization like TTRA. TTRA is indeed lucky to have a dedicated and highly talented industry leaders like Sheila, who not only give of themselves unselfishly, but also inspire and encourage others to do the same. I know of no finer candidate for TTRA's Lifetime Achievement Award than Sheila Flanagan. Sheila, if you would come up and accept an award. Absolutely. Now, rather than if you could switch over, rather than a traditional plaque, we have something quite different, and we have a 1.5-minute video from the artist that describes it. We know how much you value your hometown of Scaries. Please accept the framed original painting, and it's up there on the screen, of your hometown harbor. This is a picture of the original painting, which is awaiting for you at home in Scaries. The artist's name is Tony Gunning, and he provided a brief video on 1.5 minutes, and I must apologize for the sound quality. The tech team did all they could to try to enhance the sound, so it's difficult to hear.
Hi Sheila, hope you're having a great night tonight and enjoying the celebrations. My name is Tony Gunning. I'm an artist based in Dublin, and I've been commissioned by your colleagues to create a painting especially for this occasion. And the scene they've chosen, I think you'll recognise it instantly. It's of Scaries Harbour, and this is the finished painting here. I painted it in acrylics on canvas, and as you can see, it's a view of the harbour in sunshine, which probably was the only day of the year we had sunshine. We call it our summer. The viewpoint is from the top of Harbour Road on the town end overlooking the water. I'm not from Scaries myself, but I do have family there, so I'll be fairly familiar with the harbour area. Now, I've taken a little bit of artistic license here in terms of the colours of the building, the compactness of the scene. I just wanted to give an impression of the harbour rather than a photographic reality. I hope you like the finished work, and if you do, maybe you'll pass on the word to your friends and tell them to come and visit me on blueskyart.ie. Anyway, Sheila, I hope you have a great night, enjoy the celebrations, and congratulations again on your wonderful achievement.
It's very rare. I'm lost for words, but I'm almost lost for words. Thank you so much. Thank you to the organisation, to the executive, to everybody associated with this award. It means a tremendous amount to me. I think Brian said in his speech, there's nowhere like home. And yes, Scaries is my home. Scaries in Ireland. It's a little village in North County Dublin, a little seaside village. But TTRA is also home. And talking to some people here over the last couple of days who are first-time attendees at our Marketing Outlook Forum, they've commented to me on the friendliness of the people who attend this conference, and the same is true of the second conference that our organisation runs, the International Annual Conference. And when I came to TTRA first in the very beginning, I felt, I was quite young, not quite as young as in some of those photographs, and the people will be killed afterwards who have surrendered them. And things do change over the years, but I didn't quite expect to see my hair colour changing and various perms going back to the 1980s that I prefer to see burned at this stage. But anyway, I will deal with those people later, and it won't be just a Thelma and Louise situation. It'll be even far worse when I get my hands on them. But anyway, but I do remember the very, very first conference I attended at TTRA, and and as a first timer, I was quite intimidated coming to an international conference, felt out of my depth. And I remember, many of the people that are here in the room now, coming up and welcoming me. I remember going to see Sue Beaton, for example, and I'd read about her publications, and there she was on the stage, and I met Deanne McKinney, and then I met various others through the connections at that first conference. And there's still people that I would regard as lifelong friends today. And I think that's what's so different about TTRA. You come to a conference or to an event, you connect professionally, and that is so important to our organisation. But also you connect socially. And Brian commented on the town where I live. Many of you have been there and have come to visit as my friends and as guests, and likewise, I've come to your homes, and it's hard to describe, but it is just, there is something very, very special about TTRA. I'm delighted to have been involved with the acquisition of Marketing Outlook Forum on behalf of this organisation. We've seen it grow over the years. Suzanne and myself have become friends through Marketing Outlook Forum. She was somebody that I was almost afraid of when I first came. Can you imagine being afraid of Suzanne Cook? And she's such a wonderful person. But I remember being so in awe of this woman when I first heard her present. And now we're great friends. And that's through Marketing Outlook Forum and our involvement working together on this particular conference. And, I'm very conscious that the next generation of TTRA attendees needs to step up to the plate. We have lots of young professionals in the room. We've had the Young Professional Award here this afternoon. And it would be my hope that there are some of you in the room now watching this, and that in 20 years' time, maybe you'll be standing up here having taken on the mantle of Marketing Outlook Forum or the annual conference, and you will be as firmly embedded in TTRA as I am, and most especially, you will have made some of the great friendships that this organisation has to offer, both, as I say, socially and professionally. I don't know what else to say, but it's just wonderful to be surrounded by so many great friends and colleagues, but some of you will pay dearly for this afterwards. But I'm very proud, I'm very honoured, very humbled, and I just want to say thank you very, very much for recognising the work that I've put into the organisation. But I have to say to you, it has been a huge pleasure being involved, and it's been very much a symbiotic relationship. I give to the organisation, but the organisation gives back to me in spades. So thank you very, very much, and enjoy the rest of the conference.